the number of repeats that happen is basically, it's all biological. So there's no 100% way of finding out that how many repeats they're going to have and how many times it's going to multiply in each generation. So he just didn't have it multiply to where it was above the 200 mark. Alright, so now that you guys have the family, everybody have this written down? So the next step that the genetic counselor would take in this process is look at genetic testing results. Now Sarah, you guys are lucky, came in with her testing results. And so I'm going to give you the testing results that Sarah received. So her father Tim has 81 repeats. You guys can write that down with Tim. Leslie has 72 repeats. Haley has 90 repeats. Haley's son has 321 repeats. Austin has 154 repeats. Alice has 245 repeats. David has 25 repeats. And lastly, Sarah has 134 repeats. So with those repeat numbers, who can we confirm has pre-mutation?
Austin has one, right? He has 154.
Yep. And earlier in that, we also talked about Austin has had memory problems and lacks the ability to coordinate most of the time, which means that he possibly has. Yeah. Alright, so now we're going to have you guys I'm going to have you guys break up into small groups, and you're going to talk about what you're going to tell Sarah about her family and the possibility of her son getting one. Now, for the possibility of her son getting one, you guys all know how to use a Punnett square, right? So with this Punnett square, we're only going to use half of a Punnett square because we know that it's not a daughter. So we know it's a boy, so Stephen is going to give him the Y chromosome, and you're going to figure out the possibility that Sarah is going to pass on the mutated X chromosome onto her son. It's not the hardest math, but it's just, you guys, that's what you're going to have to explain to Sarah because she has no idea. So we're going to break up into this section. You guys can all be a group because if you're missing, break up in this section, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. So Christian, Thomas, and Matt, you guys will be together. Christine, Madeline, and Maddie will be together. And then you guys will all be a group, and you guys will all be together. So you guys are going to have to tell her what you know about her family, and then do a Punnett square, and then figure out what the final value is.
So we don't know about Stephen, correct?
No, there's a 100% chance that Tim.
So they're all a little bit higher. And it really comes down to Stephen. Like at best, won't the kid have like the same numbers? At best.
So Stephen has.
And just to make it a little bit easier, it's gonna be 100% that the son will have over 200 repeats if the mom passes on the mutated X chromosome.
I know. This is how not like what
She
is
doesn't necessarily
murder
have
her child. What are we gonna call the variable? What do we want to call the variable for it? Just X.
Okay, well,
I know,
the
we
thing is,
can't.
first of all, you need to find out what Sarah is, because she's different too, because you know that her father has X, Y,
Right.
like, you know that he has a mutated X one, but you don't know if Leslie is both or just one.
One. Yeah.
So that could depend on what Sarah has.
Oh, by the way, here's Sarah's. Healthy, not healthy. That probably makes it a lot easier if you have that.
So then,
And Steven is completely healthy.
Okay, so 25.
Again, just because of
I mean, no,
confusion. So he is getting white from yeah. So basically like X question mark.
You just worry about Steven and Sarah.
Steven's healthy.
And it doesn't matter because Steven only passes on the Y chromosome, so even if Steven does have it.
So it's a 50%.
But
But it's Sarah's parents.
It's not that good of odds.
So if both,
But they don't fully have it, they have the half of it. So yeah,
So
but
she got one
generation,
health.
the repeats are gonna go.
I've heard that.
so Sarah got one healthy one from her mom, and theoretically like one infected one.
And she got one from her dad. Yeah,
So one was good, one was bad.
So there's a 50% chance.
Same chance she had.
250. Okay, so what should we tell the doctor?
what else do we tell them?
Well, we have to be like really nice, cause like this is like high risk, right?
So what did you guys find out was the likelihood of the baby boy having Fragile X syndrome?
We found that there was a 50% chance.
Exactly, 50-50. So, as the parents, they might be a little worried because their kid is going to have a very sad disorder when he might be born. 50% chance, and so there's no 100%. There's nothing. Now there's no cure for Fragile X syndrome. You can take drugs for ADD. That's really about it. You can take drugs to help basically calm you down. That's the only thing that's really fixable in Fragile X syndrome. You can't fix a jaw that's going this way without really expensive surgery. You can't fix coordination problems. I mean, it's all things that we can't really have control over. So it's a pretty tough syndrome for parents to have, to deal with. Now, I have a question for you guys. Why is it possible that David could be completely healthy, but his sister has the full mutation?
Emily would have to be a carrier, or the pre-mutation. She would have to have it too, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Nice thing.
That's about it. Good job today, class. You guys did a great job. Any final questions about Fragile X or genetic counseling?